So now moving on to game week three preview. Looking at uh, the fixtures, which one jumps out to you as like the fixtures to watch out for FPL and maybe footballing wise as well, apart
Uh
from the obvious Liverpool, Manchester United, and Liverpool.
yeah, of course, that is the football game. It will be it's a huge library, so it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be you guys against us. So and we both are struggling right now. Zero wins,
It's
which is
gonna be
tough.
easy. It's gonna be easy for you
Zero
guys,
zero
obviously. I know.
wins between United and Liverpool, so it's not gonna be
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of FPL, looking at the fixtures, I think the fixture that I was looking at, especially when the fixtures were released in this particular game week, were Spurs against Wolves and Leicester City against Southampton. Those were two fixtures I targeted at the early stages of the season. And yeah, I was planning actually to captain Kane or Son in this particular game week. So that fixture is quite interesting. But Wolves, I think we underrated them last week. They played against Fulham. They drew 0-0, of course. And Fulham missed the penalty. They could have lost that game. Salah saved the penalty. But they have changed their formation, from 4-3-5-2 to now they are playing 4-4-2. And they have made some very, very major signings. Some very good signings. And you will see as the season progresses, I think that Nunes guy they signed, I think he was wanted to move to Liverpool. But he ended up going to Wolves. And Guedes, the player they signed from Valencia, isn't it? He's also a very good player. Jimenez is also coming back. Pedro Neto, like we say, I think for me, I rate that boy. He have not done anything in FPL wise so far this season, but I really rate him. So it's not gonna be
It's
as
really good.
easy
Yeah.
as a fixture that I would have anticipated for Spurs. It's gonna be a little bit difficult for Spurs, but I still back Spurs to win that game. And Leicester City are the ones with the very good fixture. Southampton are struggling defensively. Leicester themselves are struggling defensively. So
Mhm.
that there could be a lot of goals in that fixture. And I know we are not paying too much attention to Vardy. He's not doing. You told me he was not so great in the last game, but I can see
I
him
think
opening
you
his
can
record.
barely even make a case that he was playing. Like if you didn't know, you would never know he was playing because
Yeah,
of how.
but again, it was Arsenal. You would expect Arsenal to dominate the game because they were playing at home. So and Vardy is somebody who thrives on the break and things like that. So if they don't, if those kind of opportunities does not arise, then it becomes
Mhm.
difficult for him. I did not watch the game thoroughly, so I don't know much about it. Maybe you know better than me in that particular fixture. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's just a lethal finisher. If he gets the chances, he'll score, and if they create chances for him against Southampton, he's gonna batter them. I think you remember when they won 9 against Southampton. I think he scored a hat trick that particular day. That was a long time ago, though. That was a younger body. So
yeah.
like you're talking about the age.
Southampton,
Mhm.
yeah, they have a tendency of giving out big goal differences in every season.
Yeah.
So we don't know who this season is going to be, who's going to be the opponent that gives them 9-0. But they seem to have started off really badly this season. So I don't know how things will turn out for them.
Southampton. That is Southampton.
Southampton, yes.
Yeah, they lost the first game against Tottenham 4. And then they came back against Leeds United. Leeds United were leading 2-0. They came back 2-2. So I would say they did well in the second game. And
Maybe they did
yeah,
better,
but they
yeah.
have been giving
Uh,
away a lot of
You're,
chances. 6 goals conceded
you're
so far
right.
this season. That is a lot for a team against Leicester. Leicester, who is a very good attacking team, if in my opinion.
Yeah, Leeds is a team I'm actually keeping an eye on. I want to see how well they do against Chelsea because it seems like they seem like a different team. I haven't watched any of their games to be honest, but I feel like um they're doing well this time around. Considering last season they were almost relegated, so I want to see like some players in their team like Rodrigo because he's now one of their main players and he's listed as a midfielder. So it's a position that I'm actually looking at right now to replace Bailey. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Newcastle, this is in football, in terms of football wise, they seem to be a different team now, more solid. I want to see what challenges they will actually give to Man City and what kind of formation the Man City will play again. Because I'm really looking at this Haaland position. If things are the same way that they are like in game week two against is it Bournemouth, definitely I don't think uh, I will continue with Haaland if that's the case. Because for that price, you know me and strikers, expensive strikers. If I put you in my team and you're expensive, you have to be giving me goals every week, or else I would take that money and invest it some elsewhere because people are doing well without him anyway. So it's not like a must have or essential, you know.
Mm.
So yeah,
Uh,
um, yeah, I feel like there's we need more information to see how things go because Pep is always Pep, always changing things around, you know, fixing puzzles. I don't know what's his problem, but anyways,
yeah, that's
um,
true. I think we like you say there is time to see, but yeah, I think for me it's quite obvious that he will do well. It's
he's
quite
gonna
obvious.
score. Yeah,
Like it does not change over. Like Man City are the best attacking team. One of the best, I would say. I think Liverpool are the best attacking team. Defensively, I think Man City are the better one in terms of creating, in terms of defending. But Man City being one of the best attacking teams in the league, they will create chances. Haaland being a
mm.
very little finisher, if he have chances, they will find him. They will find a way. They did against West Ham. They could not do it against Bournemouth, but I don't think that will continue. I think they will find a way to create chances for him.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to a new this is a new section. It's called the fan corner. Is where we as fans of our clubs come and complain and air out our frustrations. I'm sure more me than as a Manchester United fan than you a Liverpool fan. But yeah, let's start with you. What is the reason? Like the false start, you guys haven't won in 2 games, and usually you have a very like good start to the season, but things are looking difficult. Can you just give a bit of a context to fans of other, not fans, let's say, but to other football fans that are not Liverpool fans to explain what is going on, why the slow start to your season, and what might be the cause of it?
Yeah, I think the answer for that is quite obvious and it's quite simple. Why Liverpool is struggling at the start of the season. First thing first is like they lost players. The team has changed a little bit. They have lost, like for example, the attack has been the same for a very long time and very stable attack for a very long time. So if that changes in any time, it will take time for the new ones to adjust to it. So that is one thing. The other thing is also there is a lot injuries are not helping the squad a lot. From goalkeeping department to attacking department, every position you touch, I can tell you that there is an issue there in terms of injury. You talk about the goalkeepers, like I say, um, our first, second choice goalkeepers we are missing in the Community Shield. For example, when we played Manchester City, the third choice goalkeeper was the one who started in that game. That meant like both of them, especially Kelleher, he was not even involved in preseason. Allison played first week of preseason and then got injured, so he had to play the first Premier League game without even preparing very well for it. So it's not always gonna be easy for a footballer to just come inside, no matter how good you are, just come in
Mhm.
and straight get off running.
Definitely.
And likewise, defensively, we see the only true central defender we have right now, or senior central defender we have right now, is Van Dijk. Though he's the best we have, but he needs a partnership, and partnership you need to work on it, especially defensively. Talk about you go to the midfield. Everybody's talking about Liverpool need a midfielder, but we have a lot of midfielders, like Klopp say. The only problem is they are not available at the moment. Naby Keita got sick just before the season started. Henderson is not even fit for the weekend. Might not even play against Man United. Oxlade Chamberlain, Thiago played the first game of the season and he's out. So there is a lot of destabilizing the team throughout preseason. And preseason is usually where you prepare yourself, everything is ready, and then you keep going, and
Yeah,
then you
that's
build
true.
on that. And that is what Liverpool are lacking right now. So yeah, for me, it's just the disruptions that they have in their preseason preparation. Compared to last season. Last season, I was raving here like the preseason Liverpool have. I've never seen a team have that kind of preseason, and I think it showed in the season. They started
Mhm.
very strongly and they played well. That we did not have this season, and I was a bit worried. If you remember well, I was a bit skeptical about the preseason that we have. So yeah, basically that is it. But I'm not worried at all. I know we will come good. I think the quality of the squad is very good, and it's just a matter of time when everything comes together and everything will be fine. Yeah, that's for me. I'm not worried at
Yeah,
all.
so no worries for Salah's price tag. It's gonna come to Salah after all, the Egyptian king or prince, whatever you call it. Well, yeah. So in the Man United corner,
Uh-huh.
apparently, any true Man U fan, I'm not trying to speak for everybody, but most of us have witnessed the ownership under the Glazers.
Yeah.
We know that it's about time that things have been the same. They haven't changed. Like it's just like a poorly run club at this point. So it's sad to see, you look around you and you see all your, fans of other clubs that are close or that used to be, let's say, that we used to be ahead of doing so well. And meanwhile, we are laughing stock, even transfers we can't even get right. So it's a bit disappointing and also disheartening to see your club suffer this much. And we just feel like there's only one constant in that, which is the Glazers, the owners. They haven't taken it seriously. They have mishandled funds. They have done every other thing that you can think about. But I think it's time that there's a change. So, talking about that, we also had a new coach, and we know that every new coach needs to be backed. Fine, I think the appointment of the coach was a good one because he's a really like technical coach, you know. But the past few seasons we've had different coaches and each one comes with their different players, so the team is now disjointed with different type of players, each one playing a different system or used to a different type of system. So having a new coach, the best thing you can do to give them like a boost is to like try to provide the players that they ask for. At least that will help them have a good start, but we didn't really get that. Most of the players we have, I kind of feel like are replacements to the ones that left at the end of last season. The Matters, the Pogbas, most of them are. Ericsson is a free transfer replacing Mata. He's not supposed to come in and just walk into the team and start playing, you know.
Yeah.
So Malaysia is a replacement for Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw is, you see him, he's not really, doesn't seem like he even had a good preseason, and
Yeah.
even the backup is actually playing better than the starting. So there are all these problems, and the team is also short on confidence of what happened last season. They were like so like bad, terrible last season, and then they kind of took that energy and brought it into this season, which is something that you're supposed to do. It's a fresh start for everybody because there's a new coach, but they didn't do that. The small light, or let's say shining light we have is because just a few hours ago we announced that we signed Casemiro from Real Madrid, and we have been crying for defensive midfield for like probably like 10, 15 years. I don't even know how
You
long.
agree in principle, not side. Agree in
Yeah,
principle.
fine, we agree in principle, but obviously if things go well, pending what do you call it again, medical, and then they will sign the
Medical
thing.
stuff,
But
yeah.
it's basically done. So that's just one. And then now it seems like they're all scampering to get transfers in because the fans on social media are, crying out and everybody's angry, and then they decide to do something. It's kind of like them showing that they don't care. We have to be angry and try to riot and burn the flags and whatever before they can get up and start doing something. It doesn't make sense. If you love the club and you love football, just try to make sure that things operate well, like in a well functioning manner. It's very poorly run. Anyways, moving on. I hope things will change. I hope things change from now on. I don't want to be,
So what do you think
yeah,
of the Casemiro
complaining,
signing?
lamenting.
What do you think of the Casemiro signing?
I think I've always said this. Casemiro is one of my best players that is in a different team. He's one of the best defensive midfield players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His resume proves that.
Yeah.
He played for Real Madrid and they won the treble and they won it again last season. So, I mean, um, I think Real Madrid is a mistake that they let him go, even though they feel like they have his replacement. But you need a transition period.
Mm-hmm.
I will take him happily. Like I'm really happy that we have him, but I feel like the players they have now need time to adjust, and is might be a bit too hesitant for them to just decide to sell him right now. But I mean, it's good for us anyway, so I don't know complaining.
It's a good, yeah, it's a good short-term signing, I think, for United. But United to need to not rest on their laurels with Casemiro.
Not short,
Like,
not short term, because he's 30. Most of
yeah,
these players, Son
short
and
time.
them are 30.
Yeah, but
Harry Kane is 31, or
but
you know.
what you are talking about 4 years. 4 years is a
So
short
for
term.
4 years, 5 years is actually maximum
No,
contract, right?
like I'm telling you, like what I mean by he's a short term fix is when he gets to 34 years old, I'm not sure Casemiro as the role what the role demands. Like you don't see a
Yeah,
player at that age, 34, 35, doing it. We remember Fernandino. He was one of the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League. When he started getting to 33, 34, Pep started facing him out. He was still the captain of the team, but he was no more an important player because the physical nature, he did not have it anymore. We look at my team like Chelsea, N'Golo Kante, he's still doing it, but we can still see he is regressing because of the physical demands of playing that role. So Casemiro, yes, he's gonna sign 4 years, he's gonna sign 5 years, it can be 6 years or seven, any whatever it is. But once he hit that age, um, according to what previous players have shown, you can predict that at that age he's gonna slow down. So that's why I mean he's a short-term signing. So that's why I mean Man United should not rest on their laurel because yeah, he will be the solution for what Man United want at this point in time. They want that position dearly. So I think it's a good signing for United, but it's not a signing that will give you more than 4 years. And it's a huge money signing.
Right now, I think we'll take anybody, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely for United, definitely. Like
yeah. So,
uh,
so
yeah. Okay, go
continue.
ahead.
So what I'm saying is that right
Yeah,
now,
mm,
even though we haven't given the coach what he demands, we
yeah,
wanted Frankie De Jong. It's
yeah.
very crucial to how the coach plays
Want to
his
play? Yeah,
football, his tactics, his strategy. We haven't had it. I don't think he's coming.
yeah.
So now he's trying to maybe try to see he's
Compensate.
he's gonna have to work with what he has,
Yeah,
the tools that he has. He cannot, get somebody that doesn't want to come.
yeah.
So all these things are going. So right now, that's what I'm saying. Right now, according to me, Casemiro is not a short-term signing because we've had short-term signings before, like the
Yeah, but
Cavani's.
if you
This
sign
one
that
that
year old, if you
one
sign
year.
that year, if you sign it that year old
Oh,
striker, it's a short term signing. It's a short term. That's why teams like Manchester City and Liverpool they don't do this kind of signings because they know this is not the solution for them long term. That's why they don't. Let me ask
that's
you.
exactly
Yeah, but
that's what I'm
for
saying. That's
example,
what I'm saying.
do
That's
you know
what,
do you know the
what
last time? Do you know the last time Liverpool and Man United signed a 30-year-old player? The last time Liverpool and Man
not
United
Man United. Say Man City.
Man City, yeah. Do you know the last time? You cannot tell
No,
me.
not Man
I'm telling you, if I
United.
tell you the names, you will be surprised. The last time they signed a
That
30
is
year old or plus
that's why
player.
you need to understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
This is Man U. That is poorly run.
yeah.
So when I say we stand Casemiro, it's not a short-term
It's a
selling for
short term
us.
solution. It's not a long term
For
solution.
Man U, it's not.
No. What is
Because I
what
can
is long
assure you that
term?
we're going to use him for the next few years.
Yeah,
And based on the way things are right now, we are not going to sign anybody else in his position.
yeah,
That is why I'm telling you. For us, it's not. I know what you mean when you say that long term. You sign somebody who's going to give about 10 years of play in the
yeah,
team.
yeah.
It's
Casemiro
not.
is
We
not
all
gonna
know
give you.
that.
It's not even gonna give you
Thank you.
5.
I know. But for
Fi-
Man U,
I'm telling you, 5
for
will
Man,
be too. If he gives you 5, that would be massive. 5 years. If he
I,
give it to you, which
I don't.
means
I don't. I
uh,
don't think you understand where I'm going. But it's okay. I understand. Eh, anyway, anyway, the
okay.
thing is, we have him. He's going to be influential in the team right now.
100%,
But
100%. I agree.
the main fact of it remains that we need change of ownership
Hmm.
so that we can start building and start planning well. Even the guy that wanted to buy the guy, I forgot his name. There's an investor that wants to buy. He's a Manchester United fan. I think he really wants to maybe buy the club.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's saying that our problem is not that we don't have the money to spend. It's because the problem is we don't invest in grassroots. Because football now, money is difficult to come by. So what you do is you invest, you
Yeah,
pump
but
in money into
Man
your
United have
youth
a lot
team.
of money, so that's why Real Madrid
No, 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 no. It's
they
not
chop.
really, that's the thing. Everybody has money. The problem is
United
we don't
has a
spend
lot.
it wisely. Yeah, we don't plan.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, anyways, I don't want to do on that. Um,
But yeah, yeah. Nonetheless, he's a good signing. To be honest, he's a very, very good signing for what United want right now. Yeah, I cannot agree more with that one.
yeah, leaking goals. Yeah. So, there another topic that I wanted to talk about is I think I mentioned this in the first part, the review, Game Week 2 review, is Diaz versus Robertson versus the Man City mid.
Hmm.
I kind of feel like everybody was jumping on Liverpool in the beginning about, oh, Robertson, they want Robertson. You have Robertson, Trent, and then Salah.
Hmm.
So now you guys have not really kept a clean sheet. I think Trent has had like 1 point almost the last 2 games, both
Yeah,
of them, right? Or maybe two, you
2
know.
points or something.
So Diaz, even though we all or his ownership was a bit high, like he I think did better in the second game with his 9 points.
Yeah,
So and looking at Man City, the way they are doing and the formation, the way that the formation has been changed,
uh-huh.
you kind of see that the midfielders are going to have a big role, like we said, KDB, Gundogan, the Fodens, and Mahrez.
Mhm.
So, but who do you think is the best option? Having two, I mean, not even two. Diaz, who's a midfielder for Liverpool, Robertson in your defense, as opposed to Trent, because Trent is already an essential. We all know that.
Yeah.
And then a Man City mid. Like, who do you think the order of importance in these three moving forward?
Yeah, maybe I will rephrase a little bit. Just kind of we all gonna get the triple Manchester City and triple Liverpool. I think that is kind of
Not we all, not
most
all.
of us. Most
People,
of us.
some people don't
Most
want to.
most
Yeah,
most, most managers gonna get triple Manchester City and triple Liverpool because obviously for obvious reasons. So is it better to go double Liverpool defense or to go double Man City defense? Or to go double Liverpool attack or to go double Man City attack. For example, you have Salah, you have Trent. So who you are thinking about the third Liverpool player, right? You have
Hmm.
Cancelo, you have let's say a Haaland, and then you are thinking, is it gonna be a midfielder for Manchester City or is it gonna be a defender for Manchester City? So basically, I think
A
this is kind
defender
of a
or yeah,
template. This
midfielder.
is kind of a
Hmm.
template for every FPL manager. So yeah, at the start of the season, like you say, Robertson was the popular option, and Diaz was also. It was between Diaz and Robertson who's gonna be the third option for Liverpool.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the difficult one. So who's better for me? Who I think is like is more important to get. Looking at defenders, I would answer it in a very macro way. Looking at defenders in the game, we are spoiled for choices. It's not just about Manchester City and Liverpool. Arsenal are there, Chelsea are there, and even other teams you can think about. Nottingham Forest, like for example, Neko Williams. So even Tottenham, we talked about Perisic. He's not playing, but we spoke about him a lot. So there is also something there. So for defenders, we are spoiled for choices, but for midfielders, that is not the case, and attackers. So for the fact that we have a lot of options in defense, like if you don't have Robertson, you can have Trent and Cancelo, right? And then you can have James, and you can back these three players to be as good as Robertson. So in defense, we have more options to play with than we have in midfield. So I would say it is better to go with the Liverpool attacker in that case than the Liverpool defender. It's better for the structure of your team to have Diaz than to have Robertson. So, but who's gonna outscore who? That
Hmm.
is another different. That's a different question. So, based on structure, which should be the the the
The thinking
the
behind it,
thinking
yeah.
behind it, rather than who's gonna score more. Is it Robertson
Hmm.
or Diaz? So this is how I would say it.
So you're saying like Diaz,
It's
like
better
the
for
price
structure.
point of Diaz gives you an option to move to other targets that are around his price point.
Like it's better for
Move.
structure. It's better for structure because there's like we don't know who's the good 5 million, 8 million midfielder. We don't know
Yeah,
him.
right now, yeah.
So it's good to have that midfielder and you can play around with it. That's a
Hmm.
good way to say it. But in defense, we know who are doing well and who are gonna like we never know who is gonna do well. We just try to predict who's gonna do well. That is what we do. That is what FPL is about. Who's gonna do well next week. So, but looking at how the season started, looking at how the players are playing, the positions they are taking up, we can say Man City defensively they will keep clean sheets, right? Just like last year. It's not a new information, but it's an information that we kind of know. We know Reece James when he plays on the right wing back, he's gonna be very attacking wise. He's gonna create chances and he's gonna have chances himself. So it means he's a very good pick. And now they have brought in Cucurella into the mix. He is also a very good pick. He was on set pieces. We saw things like that. And
Hmm.
Chelsea, for me, this is not the first time I'm telling you this. I know sometimes you are
Yeah.
worried about Chelsea defensively. I am not worried about them. I think they are the third best defensive team in the league after Chelsea and after Liverpool and Manchester City. So if you are the third best defense, you are obviously a very good defensive team. So I can always back the Chelsea defensive players. So there's option there. Arsenal, they started the season very well. Zinchenko went into the team. He's attacking, and and it's not only him there. You have even Saliba at 4.5 million. You have Gabriel at 5 million. So we have spoiled for choices in
In
defense,
defense,
but
yeah.
that's not the case in midfield. So I would say
Mhm.
for Liverpool, it is better to go with their midfield option than to go with Robertson at this moment because Robertson can be replaced easily.
Perfect. This is I think this is my question that I wanted to clear up so that I can also help me it can help me to make my decision in the next few game weeks. Thank you for the explanation. So next year, moving on to the captaincy matrix sticker. I think before we used to talk a lot about captaincy and why the captain, but now it's easy because have a ticker, because display it, and then you see the best options
Yeah,
there. If you want to
and
go
then you
Maverick,
choose.
fine, that's okay, it's not a problem. But it makes things very easy for us. No arguments,
Mm,
just the ticker. That's all. So
mm,
for game week 3, the first option for this week is Kane or Son against Wolves. A very good fixture for this game week. So if you have either Kane or Son, most likely they should be your captain according to our captaincy matrix sticker. This is according to how we feel like the teams are arranged, like we say, from bad to worse. So Second choice is Vardy. I'm not really sure Vardy has a lot of ownership this time around, but
He don't.
seems like against
Even Kane
Southampton,
and
who's
Son don't
struggling.
have ownership a lot, I think.
Oh wow, that's impressive. That's it's
Because
shocking,
of
but
Haaland, of course. Haaland has completely killed this game.
of course,
And
yeah.
Gabriel there.
You know, there are no loyalties in FPL.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, so third is Sterling against Leeds. Fourth, we have Haaland or KDB against Newcastle. And then fifth, we have DCL. Is he back from injury?
He's not, so he's out.
Oh, he's out.
So
Oh,
because
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is just looking at the fixtures from the start of the season and the teams,
And
not
then now,
considering who
okay.
get injured or so that's what we're following. Yeah,
Okay.
of course, if you talk about DCL right now, maybe you can think about another Everton player, but there is not many options at Everton.
Yeah,
So
they don't have many options right now, honestly. And then the last sixth choice is Mitrovic against Brentford. So looking at Brentford and how well they did against us, you can definitely say that this because both these teams came from the championship, so it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be like a derby for them.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
who?
basically,
Let me ask.
yeah. I
Go on.
think basically the important thing there about the captain is just looking at the teams on paper. This is not looking at what happened in the game, and because it's difficult to track in that way. So just looking at the team at the start of the season on paper, who is the best, who is the worst, based on their numbers. But of course,
Yeah.
as season start, you see some teams will have
Some
form, will
changes.
pick
Yeah.
up
Some
form
teams
and
pick
things
up
like that.
form.
So that is where you have to be very objective about it. But this gives you a blueprint of who should be the best captain on paper. That's it.
Yeah. This it narrows it down for you so that you can actually make your choices easier.
Yeah.
Because you
But
have six like
and
basically
the thing
options.
is, the captaincy this week, they are not even in the ticker because Salah. We talk about Salah. We talk
Yeah.
about
Salah is not
Jesus.
here.
Jesus' form last week. Many players, many managers are
Yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna
captain him
captain
this
him
week.
against Bournemouth. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I
That's
had Andy said something on his podcast, on his YouTube channel. He said if Haaland did not, no, Jesus did not give you that 19 point last week, will he even be in our thinking for captaincy?
I
No.
don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
but
I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah, I know.
I don't think so.
But what we saw there was too obvious that he's gonna be the main guy, right? So this is
Mm.
where to sometimes I am not always the one who talk about form, but sometimes you have to take the form into the picture a little bit. That tells us a lot about Jesus.
Yeah.
And after watching Manchester United too, you are very convinced that Manchester United is a team that team need to target because defensively they
League
are not
goals.
good.
Yeah,
They are
definitely.
not good. Yeah, so that's it. So there too, you are talking about the form of the team. You are focusing on the form of the team, which makes sense. Sometimes form is also plays a part. That's why the ticker is there to guide. It's not there to be the solution, right?
To decide for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
supposed to narrow your choices so that you know like
exactly,
where
exactly.
to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's already decided. So let's moving on. Let's move to our teams for game week 3. Not
Uh,
many changes, of course, for us. I think let's start with you, Chama. How does your team look like for game week
yeah,
3?
yeah. I made an early move. Uh, what's his name? Darwin. Darwin left the block. See the
You
red
took
card.
him. That was
Darwin,
quick.
Darwin left the block. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
The red card made it easy for me. 3 game suspension and
Damn.
Gabriel's form. Yeah,
Oh,
it was an easy choice
yeah.
for me.
You
And
can't wait. You can't afford to wait for
yeah,
that
yeah,
long.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was considering getting Reece James for a player like Zinchenko. But then I sit back and say, okay, why should I do that move? Zinchenko is playing Bournemouth this week. Zinchenko is playing Fulham in the next week and Nottingham Forest or something. They have a very nice fixture on. Is that just because of I am too eager to get James? I know he's a very good player, but Zinchenko can easily match him. So I went back to my senses and say, okay, this is that move. Yeah, he can hurt me this week, James again. But I went back and say, there is no need for me to sell Zinchenko. There is no reason for me to sell him. It's just because he blanked and James scored. So I decided against that move. And then just one move. That's it. 4-3-3. Ward coming in for my rotating keeper. So he plays Southampton this week, which is a very good home fixture for my goalkeeper. Trent starts against Man United. Okay. I start one Man City defender and bench one. Okay. Zinchenko and Cucurella. All my defenders play away from home. That is not so ideal. And in midfield, I have Salah, Martinelli, and Kulusevski. Kulusevski coming back. I kind of considered him for the captaincy too, Kulusevski. Haaland, Mitrovic, and Jesus. Kulusevski, why? Because for my captaincy, because I wanted the Tottenham boys, which is Son and Kane. These were the 2 players I wanted, but I could not get them. So Kulusevski is the player I have in my team, and I believe they have the best fixture. That's what I believe at the start of the season. But Wolves, with their new signings, I think they are gonna be very hard to play against. So I'm not so convinced about that fixture for Tottenham anymore. So that's why I say, okay, let me just stick with Gabriel Jesus as my captain. Mitrovic and Haaland up top. I am very happy with the team, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very good team. I think it's a well balanced team as well. So yeah, this is like a form team right now. All the players you see here are the players that are on form, yeah, that have been doing well in the past two game weeks. So let's say it's based on the data that we've had in the past two game weeks, which is not bad. Yeah. Moving on to my team. Not much change. The only change is that the formation has changed. I have like five at the back, so it's
Yeah,
5-3-2.
it's quite common,
In
right?
goal,
5-3-2.
so yeah, it's because of the injury. Yeah, Bailey is not doing well for me, so I have to bench him. Honestly, and he's on his way out anyway. So yeah, so 5-3-2. Trent, Cancelo, Gabriel, James, and then Nico Williams. Captain Salah against Manu. I think I made the transfer, which is Rashford for Martinelli. I mean Martinelli for Rashford. Rashford is out. Luis Diaz, and then Haaland up top, and Gabriel Jesus. So all these just two strikers and then three midfielders, and then heavy at the back. uh, any thoughts on my team?
No, I like it, team. It's very solid. I think the formation you play in 5-3-2 is quite popular in the FBL community right now. I think I was watching Andy too. Like I say, I think he's playing similar. He has exactly the same team as you,
Oh wow,
except for I think the goalkeeper and
Mendy.
uh
Yeah,
and Neco Williams. Mendy is not. He has Sanchez. He has the double. Yeah, he has Sanchez and Ward. I think similar to my rotation, and then he have Quarela instead of Neco Williams. So that's the only difference you have in your team, if I'm not wrong. And
yeah.
it's like if you go to Twitter, I think 5-3-2 is
This is
very
all the team. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I think the reason this is
Because
very,
of defense,
very, very template.
there's a lot of
It's
options
very
in
template.
defense. There's a lot of good options
Yeah.
in defense, and
Mm,
people try
mm,
to use that opportunity. So
yeah.
yeah, that's why in midfield it's okay to just have the two or three go. There, I even see people playing 5-2-3. Like midfielders are like kind of dead this season. It's just because you can have Salah, but yeah, they will come good to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just a matter of time.
it's just a matter of time
Yeah.
they will come good. Players like Stalin, they will start impacting our team with the Skanes, I know the Suns, those players. But yeah, your team I think is very solid. Nico Williams is the only iffy one there, but he plays Everton. That's a rubbish team. So he will be even up for it as a Liverpoolian, So he will be up for that game. Just hope he don't get a red card because it's either
Hopefully, yeah.
go good goes well or
Hopefully
go
not.
bad. But he's on set pieces and he's wearing the number 7, traveling like always bumping forward. I think he's a very very good FPL player to have. 4 million, you don't expect much. If he gives you 2 points, then so be it.
You take
But
it.
you can get
Yeah.
more sometimes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a solid team.
So that's it, folks. It's been a two-part pod for this week. So
Can I say something before we go? Sorry.
yeah,
About your
please
team.
sign us off. Yeah,
About your team, yeah. Because I just see Andreas in the bench. I know he's yellow flag. Why is he yellow flag? I don't know what the nature of his
I think he
injury
had
is.
a knock. I'm not really sure. I didn't watch
So
the
if it is a
game
knock,
again.
yeah, yeah, I think it might be worth it to find out what really happened to him if he's available or not. Because if he's available,
He's gonna start.
You can start him over Nico Williams. He plays Brentford.
That was the point. Yeah, he was in my team for Neil Williams, but because of that, I saw the yellow flag. I decided,
So
to be
yeah,
safe.
sometimes the yellow flag does not mean much. So that's why you have to listen to like the like the team news or something and see what the managers say about him. So you can read from the managers, what he's saying,
If he's gonna play
if he's
or
gonna
not.
play or not. So I would suggest you do that because or else he might come good and then score some points and then you wish, oh, I wish I knew
Yeah, I
this
played it.
information.
I always opt for an attacking player when it comes to between a defender and an attacking player. I always go for the attacking player
Yeah,
because
because
the
Everton need the
points
win.
thing.
Everton need the win against Forest. So
Mm,
they might concede, and the attacking return for Neko is not very convincing. But nonetheless, I think if you don't have an option, it's not a bad to start Neko.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. So we've come to the end of the pod. We hope that you guys, have a good game with three, and we hope that also things start turning good for us on the pod because it's been rough.
It will
It's
come
been
good.
really
Don't
rough.
worry. Don't worry. We will turn it around. We
Yeah.
will turn it around. Yeah. But yeah. You have the flag now. You have the flag, so you have to take us high. Top 10K, top 5K. Yeah, it's in Yagar with it.
don't put pressure on me, man. No pressure.
Uh, yeah,
Okay,
guys.
man.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah,
Please don't
please
forget to
sign us
hit
off.
that like and subscribe button if you like what we do here. And yeah, yeah. May your arrows be green.
All right. So thanks guys for always tuning in and supporting the pod. We catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.